Se fa go ne go simolodisiwa kago ya sekolo se se botlana kwa motseng wa Phalape mo extension 5 re morapedi a re puso e itlamile go tswelela isa ditlamelo tsa thuto go enonotsha ke ipidile ga o lebale le koketso Ramontsho ba tswelela.
Puso e itamile go fokotsa palo ya baithuti mo matoneng a borutelo le go fa barutabana mato a boroko ka se se ka thusa thata go tokafatsa maduo mo dikolong.
Government has made progress in improving the quality of education for all children through, amongst others, reducing class sizes and providing teachers with accommodation. Moreover, the general education curriculum and training will be reviewed and to support outcome-based education in line with the education and training sector plan of strategic plan of 2015 to 2020.
Modula sitilo wa khansela ya Phalape Re Jordan Makhura o lebogetse tshimolediso ya kago ya sekolo a supa fa se seta hokotsa mosuke mo matoneng a borutelo le dipalo tsa bana tse di fitileng dikolo mo motseng wa Phalape.
Construction of this new primary school will help us a lot as the 8 primary schools within Phalape are oversubscribed, resulting with people having to study outside under the trees despite unfavorable weather conditions.
Company ya Trust Engineer and Construction e ya betsweng madi a ka tshwarang 50 million pula e itamile go aga sekolo se mo nakong e beilweng le ka madi a dumelanwe.
We will finish the project and the satisfaction of all stakeholders. We hope the kids in Phalape community will enjoy this facility financed by BOTSWANA government in the next year.
Sekolo se se taagiwa e le sa mato a manne a mathataganyane mo go one go na le matona a borutelo a le 22 seta mogala baithuti ba le 720 go simola ka thuto ya bananyana go ya kwa mophatong wa bosupa. Ke ipidile ga o lebale Botswana Television Phalape.
Mogokgo wa sekolo se se golwane sa Kgaresetšhele mme ba itse ke boboni o lebogetse ke monokeng le tshwaragano ya bana le seabe botlhe ba ba thusitseng gore maduo a sekolo seo a fetoge mme ke boboni a re go tshwaraganela dithuto ke sone se se dirileng gore sekolo seo se bone maemo a boraro mo maduong a ditlhatlhobo tsa lekwalo la botlhano a golotsweng ka la botlhano yo sa tswang go feta a re utlwetse Sipka Pilane.
Ene ya reka la botlhano wa beke e fitileng maduo a lekwalo la botlhano a ngwagola a gololwa ka nako e go neng go segeditswe letsatsi la mafatshefatshe la bomme mo kgaolong eno ya Molepolole Borwa. Mo maduong ao sekolo sa Kgaresetšhele sa tswa ka tse ditsididi ka go gapa maemo a boraro go ralala lefatshe leno mme se sa itumedisa botlhe ba ba neng ba tsene mo letlong o.
Sekolo sa Kgaresetšhele se ntshitse bomme le borre ba ba nang le maikarabelo mo dingwageng tse di itileng mme ga nna le mathata a nna teng maduo a ko tlase mme e sale go tla directora yo e sale go tla mogokgo yo wa mmeo maduo a kweneng a hetogile
kopa go tsaya sebaka se ke a kgole mogokgo le matitšhara otlhe a Kgaresetšhele le botlhe ba berekang mo lephateng la thuto mo kgaolong ya rona ya Kweneng. You've made us proud.
Boitumelo jwa tswelela ka go ya magoletsa mo motseng o jaaka bodiredi le baithuti ba ya go begela kgosi maduo a bone a mo itumedisitseng fela thata.
2020 sekolo sa rona se ne se le ko position 28. 2021 ra go tsena ko position 20 re tswa ko go 28. 2022 ra tswa mo go 20 ra go ya position 16. Tshwaragano ye ya tia ngwana wa rona a re retsa moruta bana a ema ka dinao gore mongwe le mongwe yo na ikagile ka sekolo sa Kgaresetšhele o na tšhema ba gaetso ke sone se le re bonang re tilo go itshuputsa mo mmung o thayang motse wa Mokwena ra helela re le position 3.
Barutabana le bogogi jwa sekwele ke bata go bua yana le lona ke le a kgola re rata thata gore le tswelele jalo kopo ke gore tswelelang ka go dira ka botswerere jo re bonang le dira ka jone
re boetse ko serodumong se re ntse re itsebe ka sone re le bakwena re le morahi o e leng gore o itswe ka tse dintle mme gompieko ga re tshele le re dirile motlotlo le dirile monga rona motlotlo le dirile morahi o motlotlo
tshwaragano magareng ga botsadi barutabana ga mmogo le baithuti ya tlhokafala mo go ntsheng maduo a mantle ka jalo solofelo ke gore re ngwaga yo o tlang ka yone nako e sekolo se sa bo se dirile bontle go gaisa fa ka go gapa maemo a ntlha. Jessica Pilani, BTV News, Molepolole.
motho eso a re di tshwaregela gone fo mme go gakologa gore kana re santse re beile leitlho tirelo eo e tshwanetse gore e simologe mo nakong sa feditseng pele ya segopotso sa ga tautona wa Namibia wa pele Dr. Haige Geingob se e leng gore se lebe seno ke tautona Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi le tautona wa nako ya gompieno wa Namibia Dr. Nangolo Mbumba re tlo go neela ka tlhamallo hela ga ka re tlabe re amogela mme re go neela tsa metshameko jaanong.
tla go leboga re motho eso madume dumela dikgang tsa metshameko ke Edwin Mashakgomo me tsone tsa re mampudi wa WBF International Super Bantamweight Moabi Ngaka a re o malala o tse go fenya mampudi wa lefatshe la Philippines Mark John Yap mo ntweng ya mamang ya kgaisano ya Rumble and Okavango e tla tshegetswang kgwedi eno ya fifing kwa maung a rutlwe kagiso molelekwa.
Ngaka yo fentseng mampudi ja World Boxing Federation International Super Bantamweight ngogola e le kgetho la bobedi ka tatalano a re metshameko e ya Rumble and Okavango e taka se rudumo mme jaaka mo a tsileng go netefatsa fa a sala ka lebante.
Rumble in the Okavango is a big event indeed. It has taken a lot of attention from different people across the world. We have Asians coming. Asians will be coming to fight the Africans in our land, and we're gonna give them headache. That's a promise.
O tsweletse a kaya fa go nna teng ga mogaka wa mabole Mike Tyson go tsile go tsa kgothatso mo batshameking godimo go thapolola bojanala ja motshameko mono gae.
We'll be graced by the legend Mike Tyson as he be coming through VSP promotion. And this is I'll say a great blessing, because it will be his first time to come to Africa. So imagine BOTSWANA ilerantlar agoragala go rona, especially go Mau. Imagine how he's going to promote our tourism. So guys, ke monna wa mahoko a makhutshwane. Guys, I'm gonna deliver. I'll be fighting for another belt, which is called World Boxing Foundation International Champion. I'll be taking a huge step to sacrifice this for my country, and I say I'm gonna take down the guy.
Mo godimo ga mo ba le kgotla la African Tourism Board ba re le bone go le mosola go rotloetsa kgaisano ya mothale o ka itsile go tsa kgolo mo janeleng ja Africa ka bophara.
In line with what our government and the president of this country says about the mindset change, I would like to urge everyone else in this room listening to this today that let us all come together and support this great initiative. A lot of people might ask, how can I benefit from sports tourism? How can I benefit from all of these things? You know, when we have people in the place that are coming to watch this, it means your vendors are getting recognized, they're getting something. Your hotels, your guest houses, your restaurants, your pubs, all of that is getting revenue, is getting income. So it's very, very important to have such happening in Botswana. I would like to urge the country as a large and urge the team organizing this to say, let us make Botswana the home of boxing. Tonight among us we have Mark Tyson, and I would like to honor you, sir, for honoring our country and visiting us here. And I would like to say, let us make Botswana the biggest maize industry in the tourism sector.
kgaisano ya Rumble in the Okavango e solofetse go tsena ke boramabole go tswa ko mafatsheng a Zambia, Zimbabwe, Namibia, South Africa, China le Philippines magareng ga a mangwe. Mento ya mmang e tla thulenya ramabolo wa monogae mo abingaka le Mark John Nyapo wa Philippines mo ntong ya go la lebante la World Boxing Foundation International. Kgaisano e solofetse go tshegetswa kgedi eno e le 30 ko Mong Sports Complex. Kagiso Molelekwa, PTV Sport, Gaborone.
boithaopo mo metshamekong ke jone konokono mo go godiseng boleng jwa metshameko mo lefatsheng leno mme ka jalo go le botlhokwa gore batswana ba tswelele ka go nna maloko a baithaopi ba metshameko seo se builwe ke sebui sa tlotla mo phuthegong ya ngwaga le ngwaga ya kgaolwana ya gantsi ya Sports Volunteer Movement SVM Marcos Letebele le sego bokwaisi
lekgotla la boithaopo ka Sport Volunteer Movement SVM le simolotswe ka maikelo a go nna le batho ba ba ithaopang go thusa mo go tsa metshameko ka nako tsotlhe fa thuso ya bone e tlhokega kgaolo ya gantsi fela jaaka dikgaolo tse dingwe le yone e na le kgotla le mme e ne a re mo bošeng bao ba tshwere phuthego ya bone ya ngwaga le ngwaga.
This resembles who you are as a nation. It also adds to pillar of loving and caring nation. Le supa yone tšhaba e mautlwelo botlhoko ba gaetsho bogolo thata ka wa esi ga wele. Thank you for volunteering so that those who are performing can focus on sharpening their competitive skill in sports. Its privilege is to help within sports rather on behalf of the nation and sports at large. We appreciate your efforts.
So re ikemetse ko mo gantsi so tsabong ke yone tona mo go rona ko re tsabo e fida rona kwana so ga ise go re kgone go dira recruitment tota ne ke le ra ikala gore tana le recruitment gore re tla go bula sub region ko Charles Hill so ka mabaka a di financial ga ise go re kgone go dira jalo
re le itse gore le ba ithaopi ga gona dituelo ke ne ke bona di-comment tsa lona mo groupung ka ne le botsa ka ke kgona go bona ga batho ba botsa ba bata madi ra ithaopa
ntse le mo phuthegong e go ne ga tshwarwa ditlhopho tsa komiti ya lekgotla leo morago ga gore komiti e ntseng e le 4 e wetse lebaka la yone mme re Letebele a tlhophiwa go nna modulasetilo wa yone a thusiwa ke Rre o teng
Sakoi lebogile hala thata go pele tsamaisitse mokgatlho wa SVM magantsi e dirile ga le dirileng teng bontle le go dirira ra ba mogela le ra go itumela so ra go tswelela go re tsa bona a go lona go re tswelela
ra le sorehetsa betso gore re ta dira tiro re ta taboga le rona le re tswa maotoko ga le bona gore dithapo tsa rona ka re di a baballa le nne le tsa ya disolanyana ka tota boithaopo ke seo se se tona ebile go supa gore you are determined to do it
komiti e tla beng e eteletswe pele ke Rre Marcos Letebele e tla goga lekgotla le go tsena ka ngwaga wa 2027 le sego mokwaisi PTV Sport gantsi
fa re le batsa liki ya bomme ya kgaolo ya Gaborone ya Division 1 basireletsi ba liki double action ba tla mogela setlhopha se se mo maemong a bofelo sa Big Sisters mo motshamekong wa liki eo o rulaganyeditsweng go tshamekelwa kwa likidi mono Gaborone tshokologong eno motshameko o ne wa tlosolosiwa mo kgweding e fetileng jaaka batshameki ba setlhopha sa double action ba ne ba tsamaile the mess kwa Turkey go ya go itlhokoletsa kgaisano ya sejana sa Afrika Riso Molelekwa
Big Sisters ba amogela double action ba le maemong a sa jeseng di welang a bofera bobedi ka ntlha e le nngwe go tswa metshamekong e supa e ba tshamekile madaka a le mangwe le go latlhegelwa ke le merataro go balla tatlhegelo mafelo a beke go ba kgathisitsweng ke systems ka dino di le nne go lefela batshameki ba tshwana go dira mangwanai motshameka pelong ka metsegazi le kgomotso mooketsane ba solofetse go tsomela mo katsiki wa gile ba busephenywa go ya ntlha ya paka eno.
Our preparations are going as planned and very well. Injuries, we only have injury of one player, who is Lisa Batoko. The previous lineup, we have 7 players who will be at work. We are going to make 7 changes tomorrow. That's the only difficult situation that we are facing tomorrow. But we will definitely play with our level best. Double Action is a very, very wonderful team with a very, very wonderful coach. Playing them is one of those greatest pressures that you can wish for as a coach. But for us, we want our girls to go there and enjoy the game.
Double Action mo lethakoreng le lengwe ba balatile dintlha tse pedi ka mafelo a beke ba sena go palelana ka maleka a Nostop le Gaborone United ba goroga fa ba le mo maemong a boraro ka dintlha di le 13 go tswa mo diphenyong di le 4 le maleka a le mangwe mme ba ise ba lathegelwe. Mokatisi William Monene o tla ba ikaegile ka batshameki ba maitemogelo a ka godimo ba gagwe ba akaretsa motshameka Pelungo Senwelo, motshameka gare le segore diakanyo le motshwara dinostopa sa setšhaba ba Memokime go tswala sekgala tse dintlha di le 5 magareng ga bone le baeteledipele ba lwa ko security systems.
I think from our Saturday game we gave the girls Sunday day off. We came back on Monday to come and do our recovery. All the girls were at training. I think everything went well except our center back Desiree Kinyadiche who got injured during our game on Saturday against GU. But all the girls are fine and ready for tomorrow's encounter. Big Sisters is a team which we stay near each other. The girls know each other much better. So I think it's going to be an interesting game, especially we are playing a midweek game.
Motshameko o solofetse go simolola ka nako ya bothano maitseboeng. Kagiso Mmolele kwa PTV Sport Gaborone.
Mo tsa ligi ya First Division ya Kakwado Borwa ditlhopha tsa pele tsa ligi ya kgolwane mo Godisane Fighters le Mochudi Center Chiefs di tla tlhola di thulane mo motshamekong wa beke ya bolesome le botlhano wa ligi eo ko mabaleng a SSG mono Gaborone. Mo nakong eno the Samba Boys ba mo maemong a kotsi a bolesome le bongwe ka dintlha di le 14 go tsweng mo diphenyong di le 3 maleka a le 5 le tatlhegelo tse tharo. Banna ba ko mo Goditshane ba latlhegetswe ka no e lengwe go lefela kgatlhanong le tsa botlhe FC mo motshamekong wa kgaisano ya Orange FA Cup mo biking e fitileng. Mochudi Center Chiefs ba etela the Brazilians ba sena go tshameka maleka a nno setlhopha le Flamingo Santos mo motshamekong wa bofelo wa ligi. Magosi ba mo maemong a bone ka dintlha di le 20 morago ga diphenyo di le 4 le maleka a le 8 mme ba farologangwa ke dintlha di le 11 le baeteledipele ba loko Jwaneng Young Stars. Motheso ka go rialo tsa nako ya bosupa di ba khutlo gone fa tla ke lebogela jalo morwa re Boinelo Ntshole o neng a ranola jalo ka puo ye diatla tlhola le modimo.
So tsere bo tswa go thibile ka bontlhabong mme go na le kgonagala a pula ya diphefo le dikgadima mo kgaolong ya gantsi kgalaga di le kgaolo ya borwa mo mosong so tsere bo tswa go ikutlwa go le mogote dikgaolo tse dintsi tsa lehatshe leno re tla gatisa magareng ga 20 mo dikgaolong tsa borwa botlhaba kgatleng kweneng le kgaolo ya Chobe go yang go 23 ko kgaolong ya gantsi Nhabe le Bokone jwa Legare mo tshokolo gore so tsere bo tlatsa go le mogote o heteletseng mo dikgaolong tsa Nhabe Chobe le Gare le Bokone botlhaba jwa magare ga 30 le boraba bongwe go go 40 dikgaolo tse dingwe tsone so tsere bo tlatsa go le mogote thata wa magare ga 30 le borataro ko Nnojane ga mogolo ko Good Hope go go 30 le boraba bobedi ha re lebella tropo tsa Sadek so tsere ko Appington go tswa go apogile mo go tswa go thibile ka bontlhabong ko Cape Town Johannesburg le ko Maseru ha ko Manzini gone so tsere kgonagala a pula diphefo le dikgadima so tsere kgonagala a pula diphefo le dikgadima ko Lusaka ka moseka sa mogote wa 30 ha ko Harare le Antananarivo gone so tsere kgonagala a pula ya Mosarasarane ka seka sa mogote wa 20 le bone ko Antananarivo ko Windhoek gone so tsere bo tswa go thibile ka bontlhabong so tse kgonagala a pula mo Sarsarane ko Dar es Salaam ka seka sa mogote wa 30 le bone so tse kgonagala a pula diphefo le dikgadima ko Blantyre Kinshasa le Luanda ka seka sa mogote wa 35 ko Kinshasa
The road to destiny is not paved with brick and tar, but with vision and determination that unveil over time who we truly are when we get there. The Ministry of Transport and Public Works has embarked on a journey of transformation to enhance the efficiency of transport system in the Greater Gaborone area. This journey of the Greater Gaborone Urban Transport Improvement Project is funded by the Government of Botswana, assisted by the World Bank and OPEC Fund for International Development. The ideas adopted through this transport improvement project will for the next 25 years transform Greater Gaborone to a mobile compact city based on concepts of urban transport development in relation to land settlement and use. Wasting no time and without a moment to spare, the Government of Botswana, through the Ministry of Transport and Public Works, initiated The road to destiny is not paved with brick and tar, but with vision and determination that unveil over time who we truly are when we get there. The Ministry of Transport and Public Works has embarked on a journey of transformation to enhance the efficiency of transport system in the Greater Gaborone area. This journey of the Greater Gaborone Urban Transport Improvement Project is funded by the Government of Botswana, assisted by the World Bank and OPEC Fund for International Development. The ideas adopted through this transport improvement project will for the next 25 years transform Greater Gaborone to a mobile compact city based on concepts of urban transport development in relation to land settlement and use. Wasting no time and without a moment to spare, the Government of Botswana, through the Ministry of Transport and Public Works, initiated the construction of 3 bridges or overhead crosses along the KT Motseta Drive, Western Bypass. At the junction with Lobatse Road, Game City Circle, Willie Sibone Road, BTV Circle, and Kudumatse Drive, Rainbow Circle. The installation and operation of new modernized traffic signaling systems and centralized traffic control (CTC), as well as the layout improvement of selected intersections in Greater Gaborone. These projects will go a long way in enhancing critical transport infrastructure required for improving quality of life for citizens and visitors and strengthening economic development in the Greater Gaborone area. The ministry is set on fulfilling Vision 2036 aspirations for the benefit of all Botswana through sustainable roads of a global standard that promote prosperity for all. Ministry of Transport and Public Works, gateway to world-class infrastructure and transport services.
Hello, Africa. I am now Theodore Tlaselo. Join me on a journey that brings you Pan-African socio-economic matters, trade, and Africa's integration. I will be joined by development partners, leaders, captains of industry, and experts. Look forward to Conversation with Africa on BTV News DSTV channel 289 every Wednesday at 19:30 Central Africa time. Conversation with Africa, Africa Rising.
Selebe citrus project is a first of its kind in Botswana, occupying land spanning 1,500 hectares. This diverse citrus venture produces a blend of grapefruit, lemons, Valencia oranges and premium mandarin varieties for both the local and international market. Selebe citrus marks a significant milestone as Botswana's first citrus export project and one of the largest consolidated citrus projects in Southern Africa that caters to the global market's demand for fresh produce.
Very wise to choose Botswana, and in particular the Speno region as your preferred.
You're on the Daybreak on BTV News. Now, President Masisi and Namibia's President Dr. Nangolo Mbumba and dignitaries are expected to convene this morning to honor the late President Dr. Hage Geingob of Namibia, who died last month. This occasion aims to celebrate Dr. Geingob's life and his significant relationship with Botswana and the African continent. Now, this morning on the line, we have BTV senior journalist Re Onthatile Boti. Let's just find out what is happening on the ground this morning. Now, but this is the first time in history for Botswana to host a memorial service for another president. Perhaps let's just start with what significance this holds.
Well, thank you, Hannah. Yes, indeed, we are broadcasting also here live at the GICC hall, where the memorial service held in honor of the departed president of Namibia, Dr. Hage Geingob, will be held here. Well, indeed, it's historic. It's the first time that Botswana have a memorial service in honor of a departed fellow statesman of this magnitude. We know that in the past there were memorials that were held. You can talk about Nelson Mandela, where it was held in a church just in Botswana. But today we see the government of Botswana coming out all out to honor this giant and African statesman, a man who was a straight talker here in Botswana.
But how big is the Namibian community in Botswana? Perhaps let's just look at that.
Well, I think the Namibian community here in Botswana is big. You can know that Botswana and Namibia share borders along the Mamuno and Kasane areas. So, and with the introduction of the IDs that were agreed between the two countries, we have seen a number of Namibians in Botswana crisscrossing the border to and from the two countries. And obviously in Namibia, there are many Namibians who are here in Botswana, whether doing either for business or for study. But if you go to areas like Kasane, predominantly, you see that people from Namibia side at the Katima Molelo and those areas who buy goods in Kasane and then later on cross over back into Namibia. So I think the community in Botswana from Namibia is a large community with a varied of people from experts from different sectors, something that speaks to the relation between the two countries.
But which other dignitaries are expected at the event? Of course, we just mentioned that we have His Excellency Dr. Nangolo Mbumba, the President of Namibia, as well as a delegation from Namibia. So perhaps just share some of those other dignitaries that we're expecting this morning.
Well, indeed, yes. The fourth President of Namibia, Nangolo Mbumba, is expected to have a word or two here at the memorial service. Among that, there are also other dignitaries from Namibia. Obviously, we don't have the list or the names yet, but from Africa, there will be representative from SADC, also through the executive secretary of SADC, Mr. Elias Mahosi. We're also going to have also a message from the AU who will be played also here through a video. And also, we expect to get to see from the members of the diplomatic corps that are here in Botswana. They are expected also to have a word or two here at the Memorial Hawan.
Now, but let me just hand over to you. I understand you have an interview to conduct for us on that side to really just shed more information on, this very historic event. So over to you.
Yes, yeah. Remember, you are watching BTV News, broadcasting here live at the Gaborone International Convention Center. I'm not alone here this morning. I'm with Tiro Kanele. He calls himself a communications specialist. Tiro Kanele, let me welcome you this morning as we are here. Botswana is doing what it has never done before, honoring the late President of Namibia, Dr. Hage Geingob. What does this mean to you, first as a Botswana, for us to have such an occasion?
Well, good morning, and good morning to the viewers both in Botswana and Namibia. Good to be here. Yes. I think today is quite historical, as you said earlier on with Khaone, that we are celebrating the life of a man that has roots and has passed through Botswana. It's quite historical. Before President Gwengup, Hage Gwengup passed through Botswana, there were other SWAPO leaders also who passed through Botswana. And even before that, there were other leaders, the Khosi Namibia, who came through Botswana. Significantly, we had Khosi Frederick Maherero, Samuel Maherero, Mr. Wetbui. These are some of the people who were part of the Namibian liberation struggle before the 60s to pass through Botswana. So we're going to celebrate a celebration of a man who was part of this beautiful history.
And Dr. Hage Geingob, he stayed in France briefly before he proceeded to Kinshasa and ultimately to the United States of America.
Well, as you're quite aware, Botswana being in the center of Southern Africa had two transit routes politically.
Yes.
We had the road network and also had the air network. All the liberation organizations in Southern Africa, the BCM, the PAC, the ZANU, the ZAPU, SWAPO, all came through Botswana. Notably, Windhoek, Khobabis, Khansi, Mamuno, Tsau, I'll tell you about Tsau, Sihitwa, Mau, and also Francistown, and also Kazungula. This was the route all the way to Zambia. Some went to Zambia, some went to Angola, some went to Tanzania, some went to Ethiopia, some went to Kinshasa. This was a route for the liberation struggle. And this network obviously was facilitated by some of our leaders. So it is not surprising to also see our leader in Botswana being friends with Namibia. I'll tell you how. It's a beautiful story.
Yes, but first, maybe Tiro, I want us to dwell in this memorial service.
Yeah.
Why should we have this one?
Look, I think it's a celebration of, if you really look at our president and also president of Namibia, you can see there's a brotherly love between the two of them. You know, it's there. You don't even have to ask. And I think without his demise, we're going to see quite a lot of progress that's also happening in the region. Already, people-to-people relationships, where you use ID, it has never happened in South Africa, or maybe probably in the Nkomesa area. But for us, looking at the sister Republic of Namibia, and look at us as the brother Republic of Botswana, I think for us to be able to cross any time, 24 hours, within this west of Botswana and east of Namibia, is something that we really need to celebrate. Yeah.
But there is a view that former President, the late Dr. Hage Geingob and Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi were more like friends, not only friends, but presidents and brothers of two nations. How did you view these things?
Well, I think, President Masisi is a psychologist, as you're quite aware. And I think he saw something that he didn't see in other leaders that he can tap into. And similarly, I think the president of Namibia had the same view about him. And that relationship itself is magic for the two nations. Namibia, if you really look at the Namibian Harambee Prosperity Plan 1 and 2, and you look at our reset agenda, they complement each other. Same population, same philosophy, same agenda of the country, same development plan. I'll say they are similar. There's a lot of Namibia being independent in 1990, Botswana being independent in 1966. Obviously, there's a lot of leanings that they're leaning from us. But it turns out also that this man who set the public service in Namibia, who was active with SWAPO all the way from Zambia, all the way to New York, United Nations. There's something about him that our leader had to tap into. And similarly, himself, the late, looking at our president, there's obviously certain things that he was learning from Botswana. As you know, Botswana is also a success story. So is Namibia. Yeah.
Yeah. We are told Dr. Hage Geingob managed to write the Constitution of Namibia in 90 days. Yeah. I don't know if this is something that's ever happened anywhere in the world. A constitution of a country be written in 90 days immediately after the apartheid era.
After Francistown, he went to Kinshasa, and then he got a scholarship to go to America. And he came back to Zambia. A lot of SWAPO good activities happened in Lusaka. Some happened in Botswana. I'll tell you how. But if you really look at him leading the United Nations Institute of Namibia in Lusaka, part of his policy deliberations was to train Namibians of SWAPO origin mostly to come and be part of the new civil service in Namibia. So I think from his learnings and from his trainings, he managed to get that from the Zambian government and also from his trainings. And also by the time that 13 years after, he managed to set up the be part of the Constitutional Assembly by writing the Constitution and also setting the civil service of Namibia. You can see also through his HPP plan that he got elements of what he was doing in Zambia. Similarly, he's got elements of what Botswana stands for, especially when it comes to governance and accountability.
Tiro, let's talk about the notion that he is regarded as a straight talker, a Pan-Africanist. How can you unpack this one for someone who's listening, who wanted to know why does he be regarded as a Pan-Africanist?
I think it's African leaders are different. If you really look at a lot of African leaders who are in exile and who are really in the homeland, there's quite a difference of tone. The leaders on the exile are quite unique in approach in terms of they've seen the world how it operates outside, and when they come to Africa, they believe it's always about Africa first. So he's part of the liberation struggle. He knows the suffering, and he knows how the people comes first. We have the same thing in Botswana as Batopili with our local government, and also as a principle of our nation. But you see it in Namibia through his HPP plan that is about the people. He defined it as a metaphor that is about the Namibian house. I think that is a powerful statement. You can unpack it for the whole day. But if you really look at what he stands for, that every person in Namibia should have an opportunity to sort this asset, which is the Namibian house. The First Lady, Monica Gwengob, also said the same thing during her memorial. But I think it's philosophical. We can break it the whole day. So I think in that regard, that defines his personality.
His personality. Yes, indeed. Are you talking about the memorial service that was held in Namibia before his burial?
I watched it on TV, so I was in Kasane, and on that day I was in Namibia, so I think it was quite exciting. Yeah.
I wanted to say, we saw there were a number of people, presidents and other people from the communities in Namibia who spoke about this man, Dr. Hage Geingob. And quite interesting was the man from the opposition parties who spoke fondly about him, that he welcomed all. Is that what you view also?
Look, the man was very inclusive.